All right, what's up, everybody? It's C. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to play a little bit of Monster Prom. So, at the time I'm filming this, I'm pre-recording a bit because I'm going to be out of town later in the week. But the new dating sim, Date Everything, is supposed to come out later this week. And I'm in the mood to play a visual story dating sim. So I was scrolling around CD Keys to see if the new Sims 4 Fairy expansion was on there yet. And I found Monster Prom, which, who remembers this? I think it came out in like 2019. So, and I found it for like $4. So, anyways, let's jump in and get started. Okay, one person. We're gonna do a full. Spooky high school, the sweetest years of our lives. Back then we were young and unafraid, sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes accidentally skipping dialogue. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. Okay, I played with this a little bit yesterday, and I think this run, I'm gonna try and date Vera. So we must embody green, we must embody the wealth and the money. So let's pick zombie guy. Okay, Brian. Yeah, you're up, bud. Okay. And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the monster prom. I remember it clearly. 6 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 6 most charismatic classmates. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19, a sweet mermaid princess who was as cute as she was genocidal. Damien LeVay, 21, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Scott Howe, 21, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupid huge heart. Liam de Lioncourt, 400 something, a hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid that he was truly a lovable dork. Polygeist, 22, a party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things. And Vera Oberlin, 23, a mean, self-made gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear it had to be one of them, but who? Well, like I said, in this run, we're gonna try to get Vera to be our prom date. We only had 6 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, we only had 6 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Welcome to Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more, we're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever, trademark. We'll throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character stats. This way, each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start. Okay, so if we're gonna date Vera, we definitely need money. And hold on, I just looked this up. Okay, smarts and charm are going to be our other 2 stats. So we're gonna try to find the smart and charming and wealthy answers. If you could put a curse on your worst enemy, what would it do? You can't rely on the effectiveness of a curse. I prefer to take care of my enemies the old-fashioned way, by exposing them to unsafe doses of radiation over the course of several years. So smart. The coolest reality show would be 8 rich people fight in weekly challenges to see who's the best at giving money to me. So wealthy. What would your dream first date be? Alright, we gotta try and find Vera's answer here. She's all about the business. Ocean waters. Seems more like Polly. Crime. Could be Vera. Could also be Damien. Let's try a professional meeting where you charm your date with some astonishing business advice. Got him. Alright. So at the moment, our stats are 9 smarts, 4 boldness, 4 creativity, 4 charm, 5 fun, and 7 money. So, according to the wiki, if we're playing single player long mode, we need 15 smarts, 11 charm, and 10 money. So, we're gonna have to really get going here. Alright, let's start. Okay, we don't have the store available to us at the moment. So our worst stat is charm. So let's head to the gym. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team's spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain +2 charm. After, you're walking along when suddenly a car skids to a halt just in front of you. It's not the most logical location for a speeding car to barrel through, and yet here we are. Vera and Damien hop out. The work isn't bad, it's just not at the level it needs to be if you want to win this all-star drag race against a real badass hunk of metal. What's your plan to win, Damien? Just drive your car really, really, really fast? Of fucking course it is, Vera. That's literally how street racing works. And that may have won you the crown in the past, but it won't work against Justin Darrington. Damien, he's driving the Thunderfuck 5000. And I'm driving Nancy, a pile of shit I lovingly cobbled together out of every car I've ever destroyed, either in a race or just literally destroyed via arson or whatever. And Nancy can take on anyone, anything, anytime. The Thunderfuck 5000 is an electric car. Nancy runs on the juice of literal, actual dinosaur corpses. What could be more badass than that? I don't know. Maybe running on pure lightning? Nancy's a piece of shit, Damien. Deep down, you know that she does not have what it takes to win us this thing. Seems like this drag race is pretty important to the two of them, and that they're not going to come to agreement on their own. Looks like it's up to you to be the voice of reason. Okay, so the name of the game here is we want to pay attention to the stats we have, and looking at these two options, there'll be two different stats, and you have to pick the one that you have the higher level in. So let's say, I haven't even read the options yet, but let's just say option 1 was boldness coded and option 2 was smarts coded. If I picked option 1 with my stats as I am right now, I would fail because my boldness is 4 and my smarts is 9. So we got to try and pick the option that corresponds to our higher stats. Okay, so attitude is everything, but Nancy will never embrace her inner fierceness with all of Vera's criticism. Come on, Damien, let's give this car a makeover. Vera, you're right. Nancy is amazing, but she can't quite make the grade. We need to crossbreed her with a faster car. Okay. Makeover seems creativity. Crossbreeding, I'm gonna guess leans maybe intelligence. So we're gonna try option two. Haha, got him. Perfect. We can get a brand new qualified race car, and Damien can still feel like his shitty subpar car is useful. Nancy is a thing of beauty and grace, Vera. But as long as her genes that live on in whatever machine I drive to victory, the plan is A-OK by me. The three of you get to work, setting up what could easily be considered one of the most impressive and high-tech car crossbreeding programs in the country. You find a very shiny red electric limousine to serve as Nancy's stud and start the breeding process along, which mostly consists of making the cars a reservation at an appropriately fancy and expensive restaurant and loading up their CD players with smooth jazz. Sometime later, Nancy gives birth. Don't ask how. Not important. To the ultimate race car. Look at what we've made, huh, guys? I mean, mostly what Nancy and El Diablo made, but we helped get them there. Yeah, honestly, this car is a masterpiece. I've been looking for my next business venture, and I think I may go into high-end race car breeding. People make thousands off of breeding horses to race, and horses want to fuck. How hard could that be? By that logic, I bet I could make millions breeding race cars. You totally could. I'd be your first customer. Um, you already were. I'll send you your invoice later. Well, looks like Damien has the race in the bag, Vera has a new business venture, and the world has a new species of super race car. You gain +2 boldness and +1 money from the kickback from Vera, which comes with a genuine smile from her. Score! All right, lunchtime. I'm gonna go sit with Vera and Miranda. Vera's about to lift a glass of scotch to her immaculately painted lips. You can drink whatever at this school, apparently, when Miranda screams, "Stop! Don't drink that!" Why not? The scotch costs more than most cars. Has your taster tried it yet? What taster? You don't have a taster. What if your drink is poisoned by someone jealous of your good looks and royal title? Listen, Miri, I only drink 4 things: scotch, red wine, the tears of my enemies, and straight up poison. You drink poison on purpose? Miranda, my hair is venomous snakes. You think poison actually harms me? Well, well, you should still have a taster. What if someone puts really spicy hot sauce in your drink? Or poison? Ugh, what do I have to do to get you to drop this? Simple. Hire a taster. Fine. Any volunteers? This might just be the big break you've been looking for. You raise your hand, and when Vera picks you, um, pretend to be poisoned, terrifying Miranda and amusing Vera. You shoot Vera a wink, take the tiniest sip of her scotch, and then... No, no, stop vomiting. How will you be able to taste for poison if you're too busy foaming at the mouth and vomiting? You fool, he is poisoned. Run and tell the authorities before this poor sap's face melts off or something. Oh dear, oh my, I'm no good in crisis situations. Curse my uniformly pleasant childhood. Miranda faints with the utmost drama. If there's one thing princesses are good at, it's fainting. That was hilarious. I should put poison in my scotch more often. You can stop vomiting now, by the way. She passed out. Oh, do you need the antidote? All right, here you go. I guess I should have let you know the scotch was actually poisoned. Oh well. How about we get ice cream to make up for it? Your stomach's still too weak for ice cream, but you're never too sick to spend some quality time with Vera. Just another lunch at Monster High School, which I'm not even sure why it's called high school when everybody's over 18. Okay, how we doing? 9 smarts, 6 charm, 8 money. I'm tempted to buy something to increase our charm and our smarts, but then we're not going to have any money. So perhaps let's just keep on keeping on. Let's go to class for once. That day you listened to your elders and learned valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. You gain +2 smarts. You see Miranda and Vera chatting away, their eyes gleaming the gleam of the scheming. Crowd Surfs isn't doing nearly as well as I thought it would. Oh, if it isn't Brian. Would you like to be a customer? Once upon a time, surfs were only for the rich and fabulous, like Vera and myself. But now, thanks to our app CrowdSurfs, you too can have your own crowd-funded surf. The app is being generously funded by my royal family, who wish for everyone to experience the joys of royalty and get richer off of it. I think our business might be failing because the surfs are simply not of high enough quality to maintain customer interest. The surfs need to have more enthusiasm for their jobs. We need to recruit from the right locations. Don't be absurd. If there's one thing being royalty has taught me, and there's definitely more than one, it's that you can trick anyone into doing anything as long as you give them the right incentives. But why not start with the easily manipulated in the first place? Brian, what do you think? Good boy. All right, Vera's right. Why not recruit people who want to be bossed around? Or Miranda has a point. Everyone wants to win, host an unpaid labor competition where the prize is doing more unpaid labor. Competition, I'm gonna guess is fun. This, that's hard. Could be creativity, could be boldness, could be intelligence. I'm not always the best at guessing these. Alright, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna go for option 1. So smart. Oh, I like that quite a bit. Excuse me, but if there were conventions for daddies, I am quite sure I would know about them. My father is one of the most powerful dads I know, so if he was not invited... Just stop there, Miranda. Trust me. How does this sound? Free lifetime of submission. Dirty talk guaranteed. Dress code? Come as you are. Vera, with the help of a confused Miranda, goes to the next Leather Daddy convention in town. The next time you see Vera and Miranda, they seem much, much happier. These serfs we recruited are so enthusiastic to serve. Almost inexplicably so. And as an unexpected fringe benefit, all the serfs keep trying to one-up each other's uniforms. So I created a line of latex and leatherwear that's making almost as much as crowd surfs in the first place. It's a win-win-win situation. And don't worry, Brian, I won't ask how you know so much about the fetish community. Yay! Siding with Vera always makes her happy, and to show her appreciation, she gives you +2 money she earned, and you gain +1 smarts. All right, week 2, 12 smarts, 10 money, 6 charm. We're really lagging on charm. We're gonna go back to gym. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Many people fall during the battle. You can't take any more, so you violently go straight to the other team's leader and start negotiations for a truce. After hours of intense diplomacy, you commit to an agreement. What an unexpected twist! You gain +10 righteousness. But this game is so wrong in so many ways that you would be lucky if you could do anything with that. And +2 charm. Later, you see Vera cackling to herself in the hallway, which is whatever, but you might as well find out why. Just practicing my prom queen acceptance speech in my mind. It's not like the title bears any meaning whatsoever, of course, and I really do consider the whole thing way beneath me. However, considering how much meaning the other girls put on it, I can't risk some uppity bitch thinking she's better than I am. Plus, it's not bad branding either. I could see using a victory to start a line of successful prom queen accessories guaranteed to get you the win. Perfect prom shoes, the right makeup, fancy knives to take out your opponents. Speaking of which, I assume this goes without saying, but I'm not leaving anything to chance. I'll be doing a blood ritual to ensure my win. I still haven't found the exact details yet, but I'm optimistic that at least some of the items will be found in the shop. Only question is, where exactly can I find the details for a proper blood ritual? Hmm. Alright, our options are, why don't we ask the Coven? They're witches. They should know all about blood magic. Literally just search the internet. Like, that's literally what it's there for. Oh boy. Literally just search the internet? So smart. Oh, right. Good call. Sometimes you get so caught up in the grand scheme of exploiting blood magic to secure petty victory that you forget about the little things. You and Vera scamper over to the library to put the school's computers to good use for once. For real, does anyone at the school use school resources for educational purposes? No, they do not. Let's just search blood magic to guarantee prom queen victory over basic bitches to maintain social status. That's pretty clear, right? Couldn't possibly be clearer. Seems like we're gonna need the blood of a former prom queen, the tongue of a goat, and the earrings of an ancient goddess. Not exactly stuff that's going to be lying around, but when you're destined to be prom queen, you make it work. Not that I'm destined to be prom queen, or I wouldn't have to do blood magic in the first place. But hey, when you want to achieve greatness, you make your own destiny. You check the shop, I'll grab a goat, and we'll meet up in the bathrooms to cut its tongue out and get this party started. Sounds like a party indeed. You gain +2 fun and +1 smarts. Um, okay. let's just sit with Vera again. You take your seat, and if you didn't know any better, you would say that it seems like Vera and Polly are almost more interested in their phones than they are in you. And you do know better. And you know that, yes, that is exactly what's happening right now. It's nothing personal, Brian. It's just that Polly and I are very engrossed in texting our financial slave. Yeah, it's pretty hard to compete with some guy whose fetish is buying you anything you want. That's my fetish too. Not buying things for people, having people buy things for me. Duh. Good thing he's rich enough to take care of both of us. You know what they say. True friendship is sharing secrets and financial slaves. Still, I do worry that this arrangement might not be sustainable. What happens if he runs out of money? Our cash flow instantly stops. Besides, being handed everything you want on a platter, in this case, the platter being an online money transferring platform, is almost boring. Yeah, I get that. It's a little less boring when you're on as much acid as I am right now, but I see what you mean. If we could somehow turn this into a business venture, then maybe it would get interesting, and we could continue to profit even after he's gone broke from catering to our every whim. I mean, how interesting do you think business actually is? Since he's so obsessed with us, we should just tell him to do something totally insane and see if he does it. I don't know. A weirdo giving away his money and getting into hijinks is great and all, but I want to start making real money. And I think money is fine and all, but my favorite currency is chaos. Hmm. Seems like the ladies are at a very exciting crossroads. Maybe a random bystander can give them a nudge in the right direction. You can easily grow this arrangement into a business. Just escalate and delegate. Have the financial slave go up and acquire his own financial slave to give him money, and have that financial slave go and find a financial slave, and so on and so forth. Aha! That would increase our income exponentially, immediately, which are two of my absolute favorite adverbs when it comes to monetary gain. I mean, one financial slave between the two of us is already strangely a lot to handle, so managing an army of them sounds germane. But as long as it's a pyramid scheme, and we're at the top of the pyramid where we don't have to actually deal with lowlifes, who cares? Eh, I think I'll just go check on my toilet wine. Don't worry about her. Polly wouldn't know a good business idea if it slapped her on the ass. Which happened one time, actually, but it's a long story, so just forget about it. Anyway, we can tell people in order to become official certified financial slaves, they have to buy a kit of supplies. And they'll start at dirt slave, and then if they get 5 financial slaves under them, they can become a pathetic ground slave. And then they can work their way all the way up to gold, diamond, platinum, Salcho, Mocha, Grand Supreme Slave. This was a great idea, Brian. We should go write the business plan together and prepare to profit. Did did Vera just say she wants to profit with you? Holy shit. Vera's sharing her cash flow is like third base for her. Awesome. Okay, we're at 13 smarts, 8 charm, and 10 money. Let's. If Vera's right and we need to buy stuff for the ritual from the store, we're gonna need more money. So let's go to the library. Okay. That day you spend some time on the library PCs, managing your start kicker. You deceive lots of people with a sensationalist video and impossible promises. Nice. You gain plus 100,000 money, but almost everything goes to cover costs, and you keep only +2 money. Later, you, Vera, and Miranda prepare to meet. Meet to prepare your case for your ruthless rhetoric class. Your scenario for the week. Monsters finally rule the world, but puny humans still demand equal rights. How will you deal with such audacity? 14-hour workday, media censorship, start a fictional war. Ugh, that sounds like so much work. Can't we just throw money at them? Oh, or cake. I heard if you let them eat cake, they calm down. What about you? Do you have any ideas? You're not one of those group members who just lets everyone else do the work, are you? Okay. Option 1. Just remember the 3 R's: relocation, re-education, reintegration. Option 2. The problem is that they're not happy, so let's repress them into happiness. Let's try option 1. You propose setting up safe havens for certain model humans where they can enjoy equal rights. But these safe havens are actually propaganda factories designed to show that monsters are naturally better than humans. After that, indoctrinated humans are sent back into the wild to spread the correct idea. It's a good plan, but what about the ones that won't buy it? Well, we need to get the food for the safe havens from somewhere, don't we? Miranda's cost-effective thinking convinces Vera, or at least scares her enough to concede. You gain +2 creativity and +1 smarts. You are so smart and strong, much better than those puny humans, right? Mm, okay, we're almost where we need to be on smarts. Nine, 10, 11, 12. We need a little bit more money and a little bit more charm. Let's go back to the gym and work on charm. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. The match is so intense and both teams are so into it that you decide to raise the stakes by betting part of your charm against part of the other team leader's charm. That commitment amazes your whole team, and their spirit is fueled by determination. Finally, you win and take +2 charm from the other team's leader. She's now a bit less fabulous. You notice Vera standing in the corner, pissed. What looks like a fresh braid on the back of her head is actually 2 of her snakes fighting, poisons flying everywhere. Oh, I'm okay. It's just Hissy and Bob having another disagreement. It happens. This time they can't decide whether Miranda's domain should be called a kingdom or an empire, and it's like, who cares? I'm telling you, if they weren't my hair, I would sell them to Thailand where they eat snakes. Okay. Decapitate them to set an example. You could totally rock some bangs. Or snakes get feisty when they don't have jobs. Put them to work building your evil empire. Okay. Decapitating them seems like boldness, maybe. So let's try option 2. Why, of course. I'd forgotten how testy snakes become without gainful employment. It's all in a best-selling book, Snakes in Suits. But come to think of it, my snakes already do have jobs, They're just not doing them. Bob, where is the report on Portugal? Are they at war yet? Hissy, have you poisoned the school's water supply like I asked? No. Then how am I supposed to sell water to Miranda's family? You think it's easy selling water to mermaids? Hissy and Bob pull out cell phones and start making calls. You don't know which impresses you more, Vera's managerial skills or the fact that her snakes can use cell phones without thumbs. Either way, you gain +2 creativity and +1 smarts. Back again to the Vera lunch table. You find Vera and Polly at their table, deep in conversation. All right, business idea. People pay a monthly subscription to prevent me from drugging their food. Business idea. People pay me a monthly subscription to put drugs in their food. Business idea. Price out the cafeteria's current food supplier by selling plastic food. Business idea. Nipples. Just nipples? Yeah. Okay. Wait. Business idea. Use clever marketing and food science to create the perfect new diet craze and sell it for an insane profit. That's actually a really good idea. Better than nipples? Yes. We just need to figure out what our new diet product will be. Tapeworms. They're gluten-free, dairy-free, 100% organic, and you can get them for free from sick cows. Score. What a delicious idea. But what about for, like, ghosts and stuff? Ghosts want to lose weight too. We'll just sell ghosts of tapeworms alongside the living ones, naturally. Where are you going to get tapeworm ghosts? Simple. I'll just kill tapeworms with unfinished business, which is pretty much any tapeworm, honestly. They're very ambitious. Well, all of my objections to this plan are solved. Scam away. Soon, Vera's new slender friends are all the rage in the cafeteria, and she seems to tolerate your presence even more. And everybody's losing weight. All right, let's hit up the store. This in the auditorium. There we go. Let's face it, you're probably going to end up losing your money in some stupid way anyway. Why not spend it here first? It's called just being smart. Okay, we need the blood of a former prom queen. And unfortunately, I think that means, yeah. You know, for good old blood rituals, or in case you're just a creep with unhealthy obsessions. Don't even dare ask me how I got this. Ah, nothing better than the smell of money. Well, actually, there are many better smells, but you know what I mean, right? That really hit her charm. Okay, we've got the supplies. Let's meet Vera in the bathroom. That day, you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn by skipping class and hanging out in the bathrooms. You give 0 shits, but you gain 2 boldness. On a close inspection, you see blood pooling on the floor. and Vera standing over it, smiling broadly, holding the carcass of a skinned goat. Hey, thanks for coming. The fun's just getting started. I know we only need the goat's tongue, but if you're gonna take the tongue from a goat, might as well take the skin too and make yourself a pair of sweet boots. Not that I know how to sew or would take the time to, even if I did, but Miranda has some mer slaves I can borrow. It's a pretty nice tongue, right? Not too fat, not too thin, the right kind of purple. I think I'll be the most beautiful, regal, feared prom queen ever to grace spooky high school in no time at all. It's not a bad plan, except that spiders need to relieve themselves too. And it's at that moment that Principal Giant Spider walks in to use the toilet. Oh, hey! Good afternoon, Principal Giant Spider. I'm just holding the skin coat on school property because because okay. Because it's for Animal Abuse 3. We're getting a head start on our homework. Because this goat is a spy from a rival institution who was sent here to blow up the school. Wow. Um, well, all our stats are pretty much the same at the moment, except for smarts and money. Let's just try option 1. Principal Giant Spider nods appreciatively. It's always nice to see our students taking initiative about learning things. I'm very proud of the school's successful and well-organized extracurriculars and the healthy social life of my students. But it does seem like people get a little hung up on certain school events. Seriously, prom is one night. One night. Proper education lasts a lifetime. Yep, and that's why we're so glad to be doing this right now, because it has nothing to do with prom. Just good old-fashioned learning. All right, students, carry on with your learning. Prom, one night. Honestly, I'm not even going to try to be prom queen. Principal Giant Spider exits, leaving you and Vera to pocket the necessary goat tongue. I'm not trying to be prom queen. I will be prom queen. 2 down, goddess earrings to go. Maybe Principal Giant Spider has a point about focusing on schoolwork, but fuck it, prom's awesome. You gain +2 fun and +1 creativity. You find Damien and Vera contemplating a huge slab of unidentifiable prime meat. All right, Damien, I know we had our share of disagreements during this convoluted poaching expedition. Like when you told me not to bring all my knives. But I trust we can now put our differences behind us and enjoy the fruits of our labors. You mean the meats of our labors. Yes, together we will enjoy this raw, bloody cut of meat as a symbol of our... Wait, raw and bloody? You mean you're not even going to try using fire on it? Of course I used fire. I specifically instructed the chef to prepare this meat while glancing briefly at a lit stove. Did the fire ever, touch the meat? What would be the point of that? A cut this fine can only be eaten ultra rare. Like hell it can. You wait here while I get my culinary flamethrower. Damien, please, let's be reasonable about this. What is reasonable? If we can't come to an agreement, let's appeal to an arbitrary third party. Brian will surely make the intelligent choice for us. Isn't that right? My word, the steak is too cooked already. Rub some ice on it and douse it in blood, quick! Quite right. Someone turn off the heat. Get a frost wizard in here. Fetch me more blood from the blood bank. What the fuck? I'm not gonna eat a big chunk of raw meat. How am I supposed to ensure maximum suffering without fire? Oh, darn. Guess I'm just going to have to enjoy this whole juicy steak by myself. Whatever. I'm gonna go burn down a burger joint and eat whatever survives the fire. Good for you, Damien. Live your best life. Vera slips you a thick stack of cash under the table. Unfortunately, she pays you in Vera bucks. More fortunately, your stack of Vera bucks is redeemable for 4.5 minutes of intimate eye contact. Juicy! Okay. We have enough money for our in-game stuff. We do need to go back to working on our smarts and charm though, because purchasing the supplies for the blood ritual really put a damper on our stats. Okay, you're in class, so once again we shall go to the gym. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place, but the match isn't as important as the human interactions within it. You're at your peak when you decide to go for the overkill and wink at one of your teammates. He's totally mesmerized. It's the most epic wink ever. Damn, you know how to win over people's hearts. You gain +2 charm. After a fearsome battle, you find that you, Vera, and Scott are the sole survivors of a bloody and terrible dodgeball match. Damn, are we the only ones alive? Shit, I can't afford to lose. I don't want that on my academic resume. No, not losing. Losing is like not a good thing. Don't worry, Scott. Losing is like winning, except it's losing. I'm not sure if I should feel worried or relieved. Worried, Scott. Losing is bad. A loser Scott is a bad Scott. I don't want to be a bad Scott. Then what we need is a fast way to turn this game around. Um, there's no way to win this dodgeball match unless we completely change the rules of dodgeball as we know them. It's time to unleash your sick acting skills, pretending like you've caught a disease to stop the match. Um, one of these is boldness, we're in trouble. I feel like that's always the case for us. Okay. Unleash your sick acting skills. Oh no. Okay. You throw yourself to the floor and start shaking a lot while screaming, I think I've got chlamydia! Touching the ball gave me chlamydia! Your acting skills work against you, and you soon find the whole gym looking at you. Did you just reveal that you have chlamydia? I'm no doctor, but can you get chlamydia by touching a ball? No, Scott. Clearly, this imbecile got chlamydia doing gross stuff with gross people, and now he's trying to pin it on the ball. Oh, that sounds like a smart plan. It isn't, Scott. Oh. Let's call it a day. I don't feel like playing dodgeball anymore. I feel like washing my hands 200 or 300 times. Bye, chlamydia. You lost the match, and now everyone thinks you have chlamydia. The silver lining to all of this is that later that day you learn you actually have chlamydia, so at least you're not a liar. You gain some chlamydia, but you lose 2 charm and 1 smarts. Great. Let's go get our smarts back. That day, you are astonished by the new stuff you learn in class. You thought high school was all about doing stupid shit with your friends and trying to find true love. Who would have thought that class could actually be useful? What a nice surprise. You gain +1 valuable lesson. Good luck trying to use that in this game. And +2 smarts. In the course of your activities, you come across Vera and Polly hatching yet another scheme. You sneak a little closer so you can eavesdrop. Listen, this has been a fruitful partnership so far, in terms of making people look like imbeciles. But I think it's time we monetize. Sick burns don't buy fresh outfits. Yeah, fine, whatever. I guess I could use some new thongs or whatever, but like, I don't want to stop making people look dumb just so we can make money. I don't want to sell out. Personally, I can't wait to sell out. But you have a point. We can't sacrifice our brand. The question, of course, is how do we do both? Yeah, how do we get rich off yanking people's chains? Ugh, careful with your choice of words, Polly. What? Chains are a big thing for ghosts. Of course. I don't seem to have any immediate ideas. Maybe you can offer a solution? Why don't you make up a phony workout craze? It worked for Frank Pilates, the inventor of Pilates. Oh my God, that's so good. We can make up a bunch of ridiculous exercises like tongue squats and dick crunches and encourage people to post selfies of their workout success. Let's see. 1 week subscription to our proprietary exercise tracker for $1, $49.99 for every hour thereafter. I think we might actually turn a profit on this one, Polly. And hey, if a bunch of people get stronger dicks and tongues in the process, I'm not going to complain, if you know what I mean. You have no idea what you've just unleashed on the world, but these two seem happy with you. You gain +1 creativity and +2 smarts. You take your seat beside arguably the 2 coolest monsters in all of Spooky High. Here's hoping you can keep up with them. Vera, are you eating manticore steaks again? Yes, and it's delicious. Don't you know the amount of cruelty involved in the mainstream meat production industry? Yes, and it's delicious. Besides, Liam, you're a vampire. Don't you only consume things that are dead? Well, yes, I suppose, but it's always ethically sourced, organic, free range, and human. The human population is out of control, and eating them is the most environmentally responsible thing to do. Listen, Liam, I happen to have a personal feud with every single animal I eat. I make sure to meet all of them first and ensure I'm devouring only the ones I hate the most. It makes it extra tasty. Well, then surely you can inflict such pain without going through the cruel meat industry and supporting factory farming. Isn't home cruelty better anyway? You may actually have a point there. And if I get my hand in the pot, I can inflict even more effective and specific pain. And I bet there's a way to make money off of this too. Hang on, somehow I've ended up arguing against my own interests here. Liam, do you want to find innovative and creative ways to move society forward, or do you want to oppose cruelty like every other weak mainstream loser? You can actually hear Liam's brain shaking as he struggles between his desire to be perceived as ethical and his desire to be perceived as creative. Maybe you can step in and help out. Alright, the animals you kill may lose their lives, but what about their afterlives? Instead of letting their spirits go to waste as a byproduct of the meat industry, let's serve their eternal souls as a side dish. Or, animals are already suffering from ignorance. If Vera wanted to increase their pain, the best we can do is teach them the concept of death so they really feel their fate. Let's educate cattle on metaphysics. Okay, is this Vera's option? Yes. Perfect. I knew there was a way to monetize, and it keeps the animals from ever gaining an eternal resting place. What the hell is it with Vera and animals? And now the cruelty is extending even beyond their deaths. Hell yeah, it is. Thank you for getting the ball rolling on this excellent scheme, Liam. And thank you, Brian, for nailing down the specifics. Neither of you gets royalties, though. That being said, I will get you a double scoop of Rocky Road sole with sprinkles on top. Yum! Maybe? You don't know. You've never eaten a sole before. But it sure is delicious getting Vera's approval. Hey, our smarts are back in the right place. Our money is. Our charm is not. Oh, but you're in the gym. Crackers. Okay. No. Let's just go somewhere we haven't been yet. Let's go party at the tree. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You gain +2 fun. Later, you're wandering through the halls when you hear a voice from around a corner. Hey, psst. I seem to have accidentally turned a bitch to stone with my gaze. Don't get me wrong, she totally deserved it. Her nose is obviously fake, plus that nail polish, abominable. But this isn't exactly the first time I've done this, and Principal Giant Spider said that if I did it again, I'd get detention. So now I need to dispose of yet another body, and I thought that since you're so attractive and kind and clever, you'd be willing to cover up the literal murder I've committed? No questions asked, right? Okay. Option 1. Easy. We'll just dress her up in some stuff from the theater and set her up in the quad like she's a new art piece. That feels like either creativity or fun. Never you fear, my lovely murderess. My good buddy Mr. Hammer will make short work of the evidence. I'll even give you the nose as a trophy. That feels like it's either going to be smart or charm. Curse my low stats. Oh, not so bold. Okay. You raise your hammer to begin the smashing, but Vera stops you with a look. It doesn't quite turn you to stone, but close enough. Wait, what are we even doing here? Smashing a defenseless girl with a hammer in the middle of a high school? And why? Just so no one will know I murdered her? What's the point of even murdering people if no one knows you can murder people? I've got a reputation to uphold. I can't believe I almost let you destroy the evidence of my totally justifiable homicide. Get out of here with that hammer before I make you eat it. Sigh. Someday you'll get to smash a petrified monster with a hammer. Someday, but not today. Today you lose 2 charm and 1 fun. Oh no. Oh, I'm not sure we can even get our charm back to where it needs to be. Oh boy. I think we're screwed. Well, let's try anyway. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place, because that's all we ever do in gym. Amidst the battle, you spot a fellow player that seems utterly discouraged. She thinks she's not worth anything at dodgeball, and she attempts to throw a ball at herself. You explain to her the many ways you think she's unique and wonderful, while also defending the many pleasures in life. With your help, she's capable of finding reasons to keep playing and gains a sense of self-worth. You gain +1 BFF. Sadly, she's not part of this game, so that beautiful friendship will take place off-screen. And +2 charm. Soon after, you hurry away to join Vera for an after-school rendezvous. She's arranged a romantic evening at the stock exchange? There you are. I'm so happy you've joined me here that I've momentarily forgotten my hatred for all beings. You, what? You thought we were going to dinner? No, silly. How am I supposed to make a profit at dinner? If you're hungry, just eat some money. There's plenty of it lying around. Look, I invited you here because I wanted to share something really special with you. You see, all these people here, these sociopaths screaming at each other in $10,000 suits. This is my family. Well, not literally. I never met my birth parents. It's more like a room full of my worst enemies. But what's family after all but a room full of your enemies? Anyway, enough chit-chat. The real reason I brought you here was to help me make money. Make with the stock chips. You know absolutely nothing about the stock market, but that's never stopped you before. You tell her. Buy 1 of everything. Sell it all. All we need is each other. Oh, that feels... Option 2 feels like either boldness or charm. Buy 1 of everything could be money. Fingers crossed. No. That has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I've heard Scott talk about his favorite butts to sniff. 1 of every stock. Do you know how many stocks there are? You do not, in fact, know how many stocks there are. You guess 6? Significantly more than 6, and most of them are things like Grielmolo's day-old fish salads and Shitty Business LLC. Oh, look, here's one called Money Hole. It's a tech stock that promises to be a brand new way of basically setting your cash on fire. Or why don't I invest in this one? Racebook, the social network for racists. But even if I bought all these terrible stocks, it wouldn't nearly surpass my worst investment by far. All the time I've invested in you. Devastated, you flee home and order one of every flavor of ice cream. You lose -2 charm and -1 money. Oh, there goes our opportunity into the toilet. You arrive at your chosen table to find Vera looking askance at Miranda's lunch, a single, very suspicious-looking apple. Miranda, honey, your apple seems to be pulsing with unhealthy purple light. Oh, I'm sure it's just your imagination. It also has a skull on it, and it smells like a lighter fluid. I don't think it's for eating. Of course it's for eating. It's a perfectly standard poison apple. You know, the sort that puts a princess to sleep for 100 years. You literally just admitted it's poison. I know. And I always said I wouldn't be the kind of princess who eats a poisoned apple. But how else will I find a prince to wake me with true love's kiss and live happily ever after with me? Girl, we need to have a little talk about feminism. You, back me up on this. Tell her she doesn't need to poison herself for the sake of a man. You don't need to eat that apple. Princes should be eating poisoned apples so that you'll kiss them. A marvelous idea. If the princes are asleep, I shall be able to assess them fully before making a selection. Come to think of it, I suppose this is why the princes prefer sleeping damsels to begin with. God, royal marriages. The whole thing is like a fucking meat market. In my kingdom, it's more of a fish market. In any case, you two have truly opened my eyes. I shall be sending poisoned apples to all nearby princes forthwith. Miranda gets to work poisoning all her suitors. Vera is very impressed with your enlightened opinions on gender and poison. Oh, alright, well, there's literally no way to get enough charm to make Vera our prom date, but oh well. We'll go to our classic gym. Once again, an epic dodgeball match. At one point, you're about to be eliminated by a player from the other team, but suddenly you convince him not to throw the ball at you with a heartfelt speech about the importance of everyone's lives. The player bursts into tears, and you take advantage of the moment of weakness, throwing a ball at him. You lose 5 mercy, a stat that might be useful in Monster Prom's sequel, but isn't now. And you gain +2 charm. Vera runs up to you, eyes blazing, teeth gleaming. You will never even believe this shit. Remember how the Coven said we'd never find the earrings? It's because they had them the whole time. We're summoning those bitches and taking those earrings at any cost, even if it's the last thing you do. Did Vera just imply she was willing to let you die in order to become prom queen? Irrelevant, because the Coven has been summoned. So you figured it out. Good for you. Now give up, because you are never getting them. Ha! That's what Miranda said about the sea opal ring her dead grandmother gave her. But look what I'm wearing right now. How do any of you have friends? It's baffling. You're horrible, horrible people. I mean, they're not wrong, but there must be some way to get them to fork over the earrings so you can complete the ritual. Okay, option one. No, no, Coven, you've misunderstood. We're trying to save the world too. Or option two, make replicas of the earrings. Find out where the Coven lives, break in, and replace the earring with the fakes when they're asleep. That feels bold. And we're not bold. That also feels like charm, and we're not charming. Whatever. We're not winning this either way. We're trying to save the world too. So charming. You are? Of course we are. Did you really think I only cared about fashion and finance and showing dominance over my fellow students? It's been a cover this entire time. I've really been using all my free time not to trick people out of their money and complicated business schemes while looking incredible. I've been saving orphans from interdimensional monsters because I like doing altruistic things. We we had no idea. Your acting is incredible. You really do seem like an entitled, uncaring bitch. Yeah, the bad guys leave you alone if they don't know you're out to defeat them. We're going to use an ancient ritual to destroy a lava monster holding kittens captive, but we need those earrings to do it. Take them. Take the earrings. We were truly starting to lose faith in humanity. Thank goodness you secretly had a pure heart and good intentions this entire time. Exactly. With that, the coven disappears in a puff of smoke, smiling broadly, finally believing that there truly is good in the world. Suckers. Can you imagine? Now let's go make me prom queen. It's always nice to make a friend happy. Even if Vera doesn't actually want to do good in the world, maybe she'll do you. You gain +2 boldness and +1 fun. Too bad we screwed up our charm stat. Because we're gonna get rejected. Prom? You helped me prepare one blood ritual to assure my crown, and suddenly you think I'll go to prom with you? You kind of assumed that, yeah. I must admit, you surprised me quite pleasantly during our little ritual adventures, and there's definitely something in you that entertains me. Okay, you know what? The blood ritual actually requires an act of filthy lust happening inside the pentagram in order for it to work. I'm going to let you join me if you want to. Let's do that, see how it goes, and decide what to do from there. If you're blood ritual material, you might be prom date material too. So, deal? Deal. Holy potatoes, who would have thought blood rituals could be this awesome? You act cool through the whole thing to impress Vera, but inside you're already thinking that someday you'll tell your grandkids this is how the two of you fell in love. But for now, keep it cool. Oh, and you also totally end up going to prom together. Huh. So we didn't get our charm to the right stat, but I guess because we were unlocking that secret ending, it didn't matter. Hey, I'll take it. So whoopee, I got a new secret ending. All right, Brian, most likely to devour his own children to survive. And Vera, best at hissing. Great. Those 6 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the monster prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. Damien became a renowned drag racer until he died in the most badass way during a race. At the funeral, you spotted him hidden amongst the crowd. He winked at you. Vera built the Oberlin Empire into endless greatness. They own a shameless number of companies. It's known that they're also into lots of sketchy businesses, but no one does anything about it. I mean, who the hell would try to stop Vera Oberlin? Scott became an athlete. Not so long ago, he won a prestigious national award for being the best at doing sports. For those 6 weeks, Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone, just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but there were plenty of battles left in that war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Alright, let's hop through the credits. Yeah. Let's go to the gallery and find the ending we unlocked. Secret ending. And Polaroid. You are life to my afterlife. Oh, that's adorable. Alright, well, that was Monster Prom. And we somehow unlocked a secret event and managed to get Vera to go to prom with us. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little run through of the game. Let me know if you'd like me to do it again, or if you'd like to see one of the other versions of the game, because they also have camp, road trip, and Comic-Con versions of Monster Prom. So with that, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch y'all in another video. Bye-bye now.